What's up, fragrance connoisseurs? Had to do it. Panty Dropper video. And here we go. This one, we call them panty droppers, but of course, everybody knows that panties don't get dropped just by smelling a fragrance. However, I would like to call them mood setters. So we're going to give you our top 10 panty droppers, mood setters, whatever you want to call it, fragrances that I have that are guaranteed to set the mood. So stay tuned for station identification, and we'll get into the top 10 panty droppers, mood setters, make a call your daddy, whatever you want to say it is. I will get right into it. So we'll get back and talk about the mood setters and how fragrances can change people's perceptions, people's attitudes, people's mindsets. There are a couple fragrance notes or chords that you look at when you deal with ones that typically show up in panty dropper type fragrances. One, you're going to get musk. Musk is always considered that type of a chord or note. Most of the time they don't use natural musk anymore, but they use synthetic forms, or it's something that comes from ambrette, which is musk mallow. That's always a sexy fragrance. It is something that has been used to attract the other sex at many times in nature and even in fragrances. Also, amber is something that's also used. It's a mix, and we talked about amber fragrances, how they give you that warm, cozy, inviting feeling. Lavender is also another note or chord that's used a lot in sexy fragrances. Lavender, it relaxes your mind, it gets you in a calming state, it's very tranquil, and so it is something that also is used. Vanilla is also another note or chord that is used a lot. That sweetness, that gourmand feel. So these are the types of notes that you will see over and over again. And we're going to get into it because you probably come to me and you have an issue. You have a significant other or a person that you want to look for, and you come to me and say,
"See, I have great confusions about Sergeant Callahan."
So my response would be back to you.
Oh, you've come to the right place, brother. Grab yourself pad and pencil, because
the love doctor is about to speak.
So jumping into the list, we're going to start off with a honorable mention. This is just a sample, Sarah Oud by Fragrance du Bois. I have to tell you, this is a sexy fragrance. I don't have a full bottle yet. I am going to get a full bottle. It is sitting at the discounters in my cart, and it will be ordered soon. It is a rose middle fragrance. It opens up with grapefruit. It has rose and geranium in the mid, and then it has oud, of course, in the base with saffron. It's a little sweet. It's a little leathery. It is a sexy fragrance, and it dries down to almost like sex in a bottle. I have it as honorable mention only because I don't have a full presentation, but it is definitely one to get a sample of and check it out. Okay, the first category we're going to get into is a category that I'm going to say are sexy mood setters. They are the fragrances that calm you down, like cuddle buddy type fragrances to set the stage, to set the mood. It's like doing the lights, lighting the candles, lowering the lights, lighting the candles, putting those rose petals on the floor, on the bed, or in the tub. It's something that goes into setting the mood. Women want to have the mood set. They're not just jump in and just drop their panties. They want to be wooed. They want foreplay. They want to have something, and these are the type of fragrances that are going to do that. So we're going to start off with one that I like is Oud Exclusive, and this is by Mancera. This one is a really good start for a great price. I mean, most of Connoisseurs on discounters you're going to get for around 100 or less. And this one smells way more detailed. It smells way more, has way more depth, and it smells a lot more expensive than it costs. The opening is a nice resinous. It has a sweet saffron, labdanum, and it has a good resins, a nice leathery type opening, and it's a little sweet with cumin and pepper, but the cumin gives it more of an earthiness in the body. The pepper gives it more of that spice. And then in the mids, it comes with the Bulgarian rose, and it comes with the patchouli leaf and the violet. The base has oud, and then it has oriental notes. It is a sexy fragrance. You get tons of compliments, and women love this fragrance. It has a lot of depth, and it lasts forever. It lasts at least 12 hours on my skin. I stopped counting at 12 hours. It will last forever on clothes. It's going to project. It is a very, very sexy fragrance that people are going to love. We'll go into the next, and let's go with Grand Soir. So Grand Soir is just the quintessential amber fragrance. It's got that buttery, velvety feel. It's a vanilla amber fragrance, and it's super sexy, date night approved. You're going to have the amber, you're going to have the vanilla, you're going to have the resins with the benzoin and labdanum, and you're going to have the sweetness from the tonka bean, and then it throws in lavender, which just relaxes and calms the mind. It's date night fragrance. It's the ultimate date night fragrance, the ultimate cuddle buddy fragrance, and it's something that is just always on the list if you want to get somebody in the mood. If you want to set the mood, this is one to get. Then we're going to go to one of my favorites, Hypnotizing Fire by the Harmonists. Hypnotizing Fire, this one is super sexy. People are gonna love it. It has things in it that lean it towards gourmand, but it's not gourmand. It's got some spices like pimento that bring it in, and then it has Bulgarian rose, and it exudes sexiness. Top is pimento, cloves, pepper tree, then it's patchouli and Bulgarian rose and praline. Like I said, it gets sweet. The base has vanilla, open ox, and benzoin. It's resinous. It's a little sweet. The rose is really blended in very well. It is super sexy. I have to say, as far as a mood setter, this one has always worked wonders. This one is a keeper, and it is at the top of my list. Just to say, this list is not in any order because I'm giving you some different variations of Panty Dropper type fragrances. The last one I want to put in the mood setters is going to be Initio's Absolute Aphrodisiac. So, in my mind, this smells a little like Musk Ravageur. It gets in that same kind of neighborhood. It has this sexy vibe. It's sexy. It's a little sweet. It's musky. And this is one where we talk about that unknown scent that I think that they throw in, where the fragrance makers have been kind of experimenting with pheromones and seeing how they affect people's reactions. And this one, you will get a reaction. Not safe for work. This one is definitely one that you take out at night. It's like a musk therapy, but musk therapy is a lot cleaner. This one has a lot more depth, but it still has that same kind of sexy musk and pheromone reaction. You're going to get off the top, or how it goes, you're going to get vanilla, amber. The castoreum gives it some depth. Fragrantica says it has leather in it, but I don't see where that comes off from Initio, but people say it gives like a leathery feel. It has musk and then white flowers. It is really, really a sexy fragrance. People are going to react to this one. Absolute aphrodisiac, the name kind of says it all. It is an aphrodisiac. It's going to get her in the mood. This one is a top-notch choice. Alright, the next category that we're going to have are going to be the gourmands. The she'll eat you up fragrances. And to start it off, I'm going to start off with one that I've talked about before is Angel Share. It's that boozy apple pie vibe. You're going to start off with cognac. It's going to give you that booze. It's going to be something that is definitely going to set the mood. But it also has that gourmand feel. So you're going in with cinnamon, tonka bean. It's got that oak barrel type, so it gives you those woods. But it's going to have praline, vanilla, and sandalwood in the base. This one starts off with that cinnamon blast when you do it, when you put it in with that cognac. So it's a boozy and cinnamon, and then it starts drying down and that sweetness comes in. The praline comes in that just makes it buttery soft and makes any woman want to eat you up. This one is certified in my book. It's in my top 10. And I can't see it leaving the top 10. Next, in that same vibe, I've talked about it before again. This is Risala by Arabian Oud. And it is saffron, rose petals, oud, dark chocolate. It is gourmand. It is sexy. It lasts forever. It's got a little spice and heft to it. And it gives you a nice wood base. It is something that will take notice by women. They're gonna love it. It's gonna be sexy. You're gonna want more and more of it when you spray it on. The women are gonna want to be more and more around you. They will chase you after this. It's one of my favorite picks. Another one that's in my top 10. It's Arabian Oud, Risala. And next is Veni Havan by Les Indemodables. Now this one it's in my top 3 basically all the time. That's all I can say. This one is vanilla done right. It doesn't give you vanillin where it's just sweet vanilla. This is a deep, rich vanilla that breaks down into several stages. It starts off with a little bitter like vanilla extract. Then the cacao comes in and the little chocolatey feel. The tobacco comes in and the rum comes in because vanilla extract is a little alcohol type vibe that it gives. So it's a little boozy. So it's boozy, you got the cacao, then you got the vanilla. It takes some dried fruits and amber, and then it gives you a little leather and floral notes. It is by far the perfect gourmand vanilla fragrance. It's not too sweet. It has chocolate overtones. She will want to eat you up. This is in my top 3 fragrances of all time, especially when you talk about fall and winter scents. I can't get enough of it. It is something that has to be in the collection. It's definitely a panty dropper or a mood setter or whatever you want to call it. Women love the way this smells. All right, now we're going to get into the third category. And this third category, I name it Sex in a Bottle. And why I name it Sex in a Bottle is because when you smell these fragrances, it's about to go down. And that's what I get when these fragrances are put on and it starts to dry down. These fragrances are musk heavy. They have to have pheromones in them. They are given the aspect of getting you not just in the mood. It's like foreplay has already started. And we're going to start with one that's kind of fresh that you can wear almost any season, even in the summer, and that's Musk Therapy. Musk Therapy is a woody, floral, musky fragrance. It's got two types of musk, white musk and musk. And it starts off with black currant and bergamot and mandarin orange. And then you come in with some white florals, and the musk just starts exuding off your skin and starts mixing in with your skin. And it gives this kind of pheromone perception to people, and when they smell it, it puts into your mind sex. And just in my standpoint, it really is flirtatious. It really gets you in that mood. Musk Therapy by Initio Parfums. Just like I say in everything, try it, put it on your skin, see how it works with you. But I tell you, I've always gotten good compliments from this, and more than just you smell nice, it is something that goes to the next level. Another one is a new one that I just had for a little while, and it is from an indie shop and Savoir Faire, and it's Soul Cafe. They don't give you a whole lot. It's not on Fragrantica. It's Savoir Faire. It's a shop in Atlanta, Georgia. But it gives you that same type of Musk Therapy vibes. It's a clean, soapy, sex in a bottle type fragrance. And what they talk about in this is that it has tobacco and bergamot. Bergamot is what comes out in the opening with blood orange. Blood orange is very, very prominent in the opening with black pepper and patchouli, but then they have what they call a private musk blend. I don't know what kind of musk they put into it, but it has amberwood, oud, lavender, Arabic coffee, and firewood. The musk is prominent all the way through, but the mandarin orange takes the forefront. But then as it starts to dry down, that musk comes through, that amberwood comes through. The oud is really, really in the base, and it's really, really soft and light. Then it's just a nice, clean fragrance. The lavender comes in. The lavender is also a mood setter. This one is really nice, and I've received it just a little while ago, and the more I wear it, the better I like it. It's light enough like Musk Therapy. You can wear it in the spring. You can wear it in the fall. It's dense enough that you can wear it in the winter. So far, it's lasted at least 6 to 8 hours on my skin. I have to do a lot more with it, but there you have it. And the final one that we're going to talk about is Roja Parfums Musk Oud. And this one is definite, the ultimate sex in a bottle. It is for intimate occasions. It's not safe for work. It is date night at home. And this one is sex in a bottle, straight up sex in a bottle. That's all I can say. It starts off with bergamot and lemon, but the musk pulls out, the oud pulls out. And initially, most people that have been around it, when I've sprayed it in the beginning, I talk about it has a sharp opening. That sharp opening only lasts for maybe 5 minutes. Then it starts to dry down, and once it starts to dry down, the musk comes out, and the agarwood, the leather, it's got musk mallow, it's got ambergris in it, it's birch, other woods, but then as it dries down even more, a little sweetness comes out and mixes with that musk, and you're gonna have vanilla, tonka bean, sandalwood, oak moss, and nutmeg. It is the sexiest fragrance that I have ever smelled, in my opinion. What they do, Roja Parfums does on this one, it basically exudes sex. When I smell this, especially after in about an hour the dry down, you think about clean sex. You think about sex in the shower, that clean, not dirty sex. It has a little bit of animalic in it with the oud, but it's really underneath the fragrance, lifting it up, giving it more longevity, and pumping that musk out. It is the sexiest fragrance that I've ever experienced, and I had to get it. This one is discontinued, I believe, by Rosa Parfums, but however, you can still get it on discounters right now. I say, but you can also get it in Decants. You can get it from Scent Split. I know it may be able to have in Decant Boutique. I'll check that one out and put it in the description. But that is the ultimate sexy fragrance. When women smell it, it gives the feeling or mentality of sex. And panties, if you set the mood right, can come off. However, like I said, you have to set the mood. You have to be part of it. It can't just be the fragrance only. And know for a fact, however we like to say the cliche of panty droppers, women are not just dropping panties just by the smell of a fragrance. You have to do the work, but this helps set the mood, helps set the tone. So fragrance connoisseurs, I just want to know, what are your sexy fragrances? What do you think of fragrances that are quote unquote panty droppers? If you can put it in the comments below, we can talk about it. Give me some ideas of some things to try if it's something I haven't tried before. Also, of course, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. God bless.